A really important practice is to properly name your layers. And I'm making this its own video. It'll be a short video, but I wanted it to be its own video to really drive home the point and make sure that it's made and not missed. When you name your layers, it makes it much easier to navigate your document. And right now, it doesn't seem that difficult. We've just got a couple layers, it's kind of obvious. But it's not unusual with really advanced Photoshop work to have 10, 20, 30 layers. I've seen Photoshop documents that have literally hundreds of layers.
And when they're not named, it can make it super difficult to find layers.
It's sort of like on a computer when you just save documents and you don't give them a name. It's just called document 1, document 2, document 3. A year down the road, when you've got 300 documents in there, how do you know which one was your report for English and which one was your resume and which one was that letter that you wrote to grandma? It's impossible to tell. So giving them good names makes sense. It's very easy to name a layer. All you need to do is simply double click on the layer and type in the name. I'm going to call this one skin because that's exactly what is on this layer, is the color for the skin. Now keep in mind that when you double click on the layer, you need to click on the name. If you double click on this icon, this picture, you're going to get this window to come up. You can just hit cancel then. You need the tip of the finger here in your tool to be on the title and double click, and that will allow you to change the name. The other thing that you can do is when you create layers, if you use the menu option by going to Layer, New, Layer, it gives you the option then to name the layer right here. It doesn't really matter which one you do, as long as you do the actual step of naming the layers so that they have names that make sense. I wanted to make sure though that you knew how to rename a layer if you've already created 1 or 2 or 3 and got ahead. This is a really critical step. It's important to remember so that you don't lose track of where your individual changes are. It's a good practice, an important practice for any Photoshop professional, so learn it now while it's still nice and easy.